Hi everyone! For our final project, we chose to visit Feeding Kids Cleveland County. Here, just in Cleveland County alone, about 1 in 3 kids are considered to be food insecure. This means that the kids don't know when their next meal is going to be or where it will come from. In these videos, you can see the shelves of food that Feeding Kids donates to children of the community. This food comes from volunteers, food drives, money donations, and more. They put the food into bags, which you will see some of later, and then put the bags into boxes and deliver these boxes during any breaks of the school year. In this picture, you can see some of the boxes that Feeding Kids Cleveland County delivered on April 1st, which was during the school's Easter break. Just recently, the women who had the great idea of starting Feeding Kids were inspired by Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, so they also started Reading Kids Cleveland County. Through donations from the community and even some schools here in Cleveland County, Reading Kids has been able to deliver books across the county in addition to the food that they deliver. Each kid receives multiple books during each delivery that is at the child's specific reading level. They also have some book boxes that are around the community in which books can be traded, taken, or donated. While we were volunteering at Feeding Kids, we were willing to do whatever would be most helpful. They asked us if we would count and bag up some of the food that goes into the boxes that are delivered to the children. Here we see the hardworking Ellie bagging up fruit snacks to put into the boxes. Ellie says, "I absolutely loved working with Feeding Kids Cleveland County. It was so fun to be able to see all the good that they're doing there and be a small part of it. Jada was quite possibly the coolest and kindest person that I've ever met, and it was so fun to get to talk to her. It filled my cup up to get to help the kids in the community, and I would definitely want to volunteer with them again." And here we see Anne-Marie separating and bagging up chewy granola bars. Since there were multiple flavors of the granola bars, she was told to try and give a few of each flavor so they wouldn't all be the same flavor. A fun fact about Feeding Kids Cleveland County is that they are currently delivering to 153 children, which may not seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but that is 153 children that are getting food from a nonprofit organization which runs off of grants, donations, and volunteers, which is amazing. Anne-Marie says, "I used to volunteer with Feeding Kids Cleveland County in high school, and I had the opportunity to actually deliver the food to the homes. It was such a rewarding experience to see the sweet little children come to the door and get so excited to see what kind of goodies they got. However, packing the food was just as rewarding. To have the opportunity to pack and prep food for kids and families who needed it provided me with a new perspective of appreciation and gratitude for the things in my life that I tend to take for granted." And here I am packing up oatmeal that made my hands smell like cinnamon for the rest of the day. Again, trying to give each bag a good balance of each flavor. Another great thing about Feeding Kids is that they run completely off of volunteers and would not be able to have the impact that they have on the community if it weren't for the people who spend their free time giving back to others. For example, during Thanksgiving break, not only do they have food deliveries, but they also have Thanksgiving meal at multiple places across the county, in which families in need can come and get Thanksgiving food, like turkey, dressing, pie, and more, which I know I tend to take for granted during the holidays. I have volunteered here in the past, and every time I go, it amazes me more and more. Being able to connect with the amazingly selfless people who run this place is extremely humbling and reminds me of the good that is still remaining in today's society. I have also gained more gratitude for the food that I have always had access to, because some people have to go without it. Then here we are after we had finished about 40 bags of the oatmeal, which doesn't seem like much, but that's 800 bags of oatmeal that is getting sent out to people who desperately need it. Lastly, we were all extremely grateful for this time that we got to spend volunteering, and we hope to inspire others to do the same. Let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for listening.